Good evening. We are following a high-stakes diplomatic effort by the Donald Trump administration to broker a truce between Israel and Lebanon. This is a moment of intense pressure as Secretary of State Marco Rubio prepares to host ambassadors from both nations in Washington, D.C. to initiate direct negotiations.
The stakes could not be higher, Elias. Marco Rubio is set to meet with Lebanese and Israeli commanders and ambassadors to find a path forward. However, the atmosphere surrounding these talks is incredibly tense. The Trump administration is making all-out efforts to broker a peace, yet the two sides remain locked in a fierce cycle of violence.
Let's look at Israel's stance. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has remained focused on establishing a deeper security zone. The Israeli military is currently working on flattening terror infrastructure near the border to ensure long-term stability. Netanyahu has been explicit. These talks must focus on the disarmament of Hezbollah.
That's a major sticking point. Israel has rejected ceasefire discussions while fighting continues. They are operating under a negotiating under fire policy. The Israeli leadership feels that the only way to secure their northern border is to dismantle the Iran-backed Hezbollah presence entirely before any permanent agreement is signed.
This has led to reports that Donald Trump feels betrayed by Netanyahu. While the U.S. is pushing for this peace bid, Israel's rejection of a pause in hostilities has complicated the American diplomatic strategy. The administration wants a diplomatic win, but the reality on the ground is one of escalating tensions.
On the other side, we have Hezbollah's opposition. The group has strongly condemned these proposed negotiations. In a series of public statements, Hezbollah labeled the D.C. talks an act of submission and surrender. They are not just criticizing the talks, they are actively trying to sabotage them.
Hezbollah has urged the Lebanese government to step down from the talks. They're insisting on confrontation rather than diplomacy. This puts the Lebanese delegation, led by their ambassador in Washington, in a nearly impossible position, trying to negotiate a peace that the most powerful military force within their own borders completely rejects.
We have to look at the timeline of these escalating tensions. The report notes that this latest round of conflict intensified in early March. Specifically, the heavy fighting began on March 2nd, which was only 2 days after the United States and Iran launched an attack on Iran.
Since that March 2nd flashpoint, the situation has only worsened. The fighting between Israel and Hezbollah continues to claim lives and displace thousands. While Marco Rubio sits down with the ambassadors to initiate direct negotiations, the sounds of explosions are still echoing across the border.
It's a paradox. You have the high-level diplomatic theater in Washington, D.C., and you have the brutal reality of a deeper security zone being carved out by force. Israel's insistence on the disarmament of Hezbollah as a prerequisite is a demand that Hezbollah views as a declaration of total war.
The Donald Trump administration is hoping that the pressure of the Washington summit will force a breakthrough. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is attempting to bridge a gap that many experts believe is currently unbridgeable. The focus remains on whether the Lebanese government will listen to Hezbollah's demand to step down or continue with the U.S.-led process.
As of now, there is no ends to the military operations. Prime Minister Netanyahu's focus on flattening terror infrastructure remains the priority for the IDF. The peace bid is on the table, but the disarmament of Hezbollah remains the ultimate hurdle that could make or break this entire effort.
This is the most significant diplomatic move we've seen from the Trump administration in this region. Whether Marco Rubio can turn these high-stakes meetings into a functional truce remains the biggest question in global politics today.
We will continue to monitor the meetings in Washington, D.C. as the ambassadors and commanders begin their direct negotiations.
Thank you for joining us for this special report. Stay with us as we continue to cover the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah and the ongoing efforts for a brokered peace.